I had an AI create another AI for me, and together we crushed the Asian AI from Street Fighter 2 that tormented my childhood. In the process, we accidentally uncovered a dark mystery in the history of arcade gaming. I've made all the code public, so after watching the video, you can try it out on your own computer. Hi, my name is Yi. Today we are not just talking about abstract concepts, we'll dive into the reality of the AI era based on my experience developing this fighting game AI. At the end of this video, I'll share a secret I accidentally discovered in Street Fighter 2. Without this AI, I wouldn't have known how badly I was tricked as a child. Months ago, I learned that beating Street Fighter 2 on high difficulty unlocks a hidden ending, unlike the simple ending you get on lower difficulties, which just shows the company's name. But after half a year of trying and breaking several controllers, I still couldn't beat the game. So when ChatGPT gained popularity, I wondered if I could have it create an AI that could play fighting games and defeat the AI in Street Fighter 2. Now, the underlying model of ChatGPT has been upgraded to GPT-4, significantly improving its capabilities. I use it a lot, and my computer almost always has a chat window open. With the idea in mind, all I need to do was type a few keystrokes. To be honest, I did this with a bit of a playful attitude, but after seeing the AI's response, I couldn't help but be amazed. I always knew that GPT-4 was good at writing small scripts and programs, but I never expected it to handle such a complex AI project. In order to feed the code within a limited response length, GPT-4 cleverly chose to use existing open-source code libraries, allowing it to call upon thousands of lines of code written by others with just a few lines of command. It didn't just give me a script, but also provided instructions on how to run it and what aspects needed improvement. The following process involved running GPT-4's code on my computer, sending any error messages back to GPT-4, and having it make improvements. Honestly, I felt a bit redundant. I mean, GPT-4 would communicate directly with my computer, so what was my role in all of this? As a matter of fact, just after I finished this project, AutoGPT already made it possible. However, as I'll explain later, I did contribute to the terrifying effectiveness of this fighting AI, but more on that later. In any case, the first version was indeed written bit by GPT-4. I've uploaded all of these chat logs to my open source project. The final product GPT-4 created was a complex fighting game AI project with several code files. This fighting AI can read the game screen and, based on the visual information, making decisions within its neural network, resulting in button presses. Essentially, it plays the game like a human, staring at the screen and using a controller. Of course, there is a significant difference between a professional player and a newbie like me, and that's where the AI's brain comes in. To fill the AI's brain with knowledge, GPT-4 also wrote a training program that allowed the neural network to improve gradually through numerous battles. The AI had to learn everything from scratch, understanding the colorful graphics, its purpose, which character it controlled, who the opponent was, what the opponent's actions meant, what to do when the opponent charged, and how to win the game. But not long after the AI started learning, problems arose. I had a saved game right before the final boss battle, and the fighting AI's training consisted of repeatedly challenging this red-clad Asian AI. However, from the real-time training output, we could see that our fighting AI's average score was decreasing, while the average duration of each round was increasing. Can you guess why? It's simple. The AI became cowardly. If you tested the AI during this phase, you'd clearly see its fear of the boss. It spent the entire time retreating and jumping, not even daring to get close, let alone throw a punch at the opponent's face. If it couldn't even attack, how could the AI learn to fight? As expected, after 9 million training steps, the average battle duration started to decrease, and the AI, having learned nothing, was utterly defeated. I told GPT-4 about our poor little AI situation, but it could only watch its child get beaten up without offering any concrete suggestions for code improvements. However, I couldn't stand idly by. Although I didn't write the code, I spent a lot of time relaying messages back and forth, and I felt a connection to its AI child. Plus, I'd been beaten by the AI in Street Fighter 2 for half a year, not counting my childhood experiences. I just wanted to see it lose once. Whether it was me or our AI child who won didn't matter. Up next, you'll witness an inspiring comeback story of a fighting master. Only this time, the protagonist isn't a person but an AI. The AI eventually unlocked the legendary hidden ending and accidentally uncovered a dark secret in gaming history. In this part, I played a more significant role. The key to transforming the fighting AI into a master was its brain, understanding how to fill its neural network with knowledge and experience. This fell into the realm of reinforcement learning, a field unfamiliar to me, but luckily I had GPT-4. GPT-4 had already taught me a lot and provided a complete running project starting point, making the journey much easier. GPT-4 continued to play a crucial role in my learning path. It completely eliminated language barriers. I finally returned to my mother language, Chinese, for academic research. According to my computer's file timestamps, I read 11 English articles during the holiday from April 1st to 4th, including 6 academic papers. Without GPT-4, as a Chinese speaker, it would have taken me much longer than 4 days to thoroughly read only 1 English paper. Although my English pronunciation might be weird, my reading ability is pretty decent. I scored 160 in the verbal reasoning section of the GRE test. Since college, my academic language, both reading and writing, has been English. But GPT-4 finally allowed me to use my mother language for learning. If you look closely, you'll even find Russian and Turkish articles in the conversation logs. In the AI era, language barriers are a thing of the past. We could use whichever language that is most efficient for us, so I returned to my mother language, Chinese, for learning. Of course, GPT-4's help went beyond breaking language barriers. I asked it to simplify complex concepts of papers so that even a middle schooler could understand. If I still didn't get it, I could ask questions, and GPT-4, backed by the original papers, would provide reliable answers. With GPT-4 by my side, my learning speed increased by 6 to 8 times, a conservative estimate. Since I also spent time improving the project itself, like addressing the AI's lack of courage. One of the 6 papers I read specifically discussed this phenomenon. When our AI began training, it had no knowledge, so losing more than winning was normal. However, this led the AI to continuously suffer penalties, never having a chance to learn the right moves, and ultimately retreating helplessly, losing hope and accepting defeat. To address this downward spiral, the paper suggested giving the AI the rewards it deserved. For instance, if the AI lost a match, its inflicted damage would be considered. The more damage dealt, the fewer points deducted. If the AI nearly defeated its opponent, it should even receive bonus points. However, this required rewriting the entire reward and punishment system in the project. But once I began working on it, I realized I barely wrote any code myself, thanks to GitHub Copilot, an AI that automatically writes code, also powered by GPT-4. This time, I interacted with GPT-4 within a code editor instead of a chat window. I simply outlined each step, and GPT-4 rapidly generated chunks of code for me. It's hard to pinpoint which line of code was entirely my own. In just one day, GPT-4 and I revamped the fighting AI's code from start to finish. With fair rewards, our AI quickly switched to a more aggressive mode. I genuinely witnessed the terrifying learning capabilities of AI. The modified fighting AI could train in 16 game windows simultaneously, running at 7 times the speed. After 1 hour and 43 minutes, it amassed 194 hours of actual fighting experience. This was with only one graphics card. What if 100 or even 10,000 was used? AI may not be as smart as humans, but no human can match AI's diligence. Once again, I tested the trained AI, and the situation drastically reversed. Visually, our fighting AI completely overwhelmed its opponent, chaining attack after attack, not even allowing them a chance to strike back. The fact that this retro game AI, which had beaten me for more than half a year, could be beaten so badly was incredibly satisfying. However, in Street Fighter 2, you need to win 2 out of 3 rounds to truly advance. In the second round, although our AI dealt significant damage, it didn't have the same momentum as in the first round and ultimately lost. Looking back at the training curve, I realized it was a case of overfitting. To put it simply, the AI was too specialized. Although the final boss had been my nightmare for over half a year, the aCan AI was still too weak and easily deciphered by our newly upgraded AI's powerful learning capabilities. What's worse, I had used a saved game from the first round of the final stage for training. The AI practiced this round repeatedly, with the opponent always starting with the same moves. The training curve showed that after about 40 minutes, the AI had discovered its final strategy. It spent the following hour perfecting it, constantly improving the success rate of its combos. However, during this process, the opponent's reactions became more and more one-dimensional, leaving the AI to rely on this specific strategy and forget the enemy's complex behavior in other situations. So when the round changed and the opponent switched to a new set of starting moves, our AI was at a loss. However, there's a simple solution to this issue, rolling back the training. For example, to the 2.5 million step at the 37-minute mark. At this point, the AI's combos had taken shape, and it had a high win rate in the first round while still remembering how to handle complex situations. This allowed it to adapt to the second and third rounds. I only had the AI play twice, and on the second attempt, it successfully won the 2 out of 3 rounds and advanced. In the first round, our fighting AI's combo was interrupted by the boss's finisher move, but just 10 seconds later, it effortlessly executed a clean shoulder throw to defeat the opponent. In the second round, our little AI strangely stayed in the corner, which is a big mistake in Street Fighter 2, often leading to a corner tragedy. Indeed, our AI struggled, but it still managed to take a lot of health from the boss, demonstrating incredible corner fighting skills. In the final round, the AI once again chose an unreasonable suicidal strategy by jumping into the corner, but just 15 seconds later, it revealed a beautiful reason for this bizarre tactic. The AI lured the boss in to execute the shoulder throw move. The shoulder throw is a move in Street Fighter 2 that requires precise timing and positioning, but deals massive damage because of its difficulty. Clearly, our little AI found the secret to executing the shoulder throw in the corner. It used the shoulder throw as the winning move in the first round, and in this final round, it launched 2 consecutive shoulder throws in the corner, leaving the boss with a sliver of health. Such a hard-to-trigger move, executed 3 times, can only be attributed to the AI's skill. Just as our AI was about to unlock the hidden ending with a high level of difficulty, the insane boss revealed a dark chapter in gaming history, one that countless children had suffered through. It turns out this nightmare AI was a cheater. There had always been rumors online, with logical reasoning, that arcade games were designed to make money by increasing difficulty and even letting the in-game AI cheat. This time, our little AI proved this theory history with its prowess. When the final boss had only a sliver of health left, it launched 4 finishing moves in just 4 seconds, while theoretically it should take at least 2 seconds to execute one. Our AI dodged the boss's 4 finishing moves with a reaction speed beyond human comprehension and delivered the fatal blow at the perfect moment after the last attack. It not only defeated the nightmare AI that had tormented my childhood and recent months, but also successfully uncovered this dark secret in gaming history. In the end, the little AI that I created with GPT-4 helped me achieve my childhood dream of seeing the hidden ending of Street Fighter 2. All the code from this project, including my conversations with GPT-4, has been uploaded to my public repository. It's open source under the Apache 2.0 license, so anyone can use it for free. I plan to do more projects like this to help everyone stay up to date in this unprecedented AI era. In the hidden ending of Street Fighter 2, the protagonist doesn't claim a prize, but eagerly seeks the next challenge. The AI era brings many uncertainties and new challenges. Challenges have always existed, they are endless, and there's nothing to fear. Stay vigilant and keep thinking. Let's move forward together and see what kind of landscape this AI era will reveal. That's it for today's video. Your likes and subscription will make me so happy. It's Yi here, and I'll see you in the next one.